Vande Guru, my dear parents. This is an open house where parents are going to come to the school to see the result of their students, the hard work, the dedication that has gone in the last 6 months in the school. We are looking for this parent with a very typical, very unique theme called Make Your Parents Proud. This reminds me of a small story of my life, which I would like to share with each one of you. I was also in the school where I was studying, and it was one such day where my parents, after the test, I just came home and my father was sitting there and asking me a question, how did your paper go today? I will not tell you which subject was it, but probably that subject has made my life, and it was a turning point which helped me to choose my career also. I could not do that well as my parents expected. I and both my parents worked very hard the previous night for that particular subject, but somehow I could not do well in that subject. When my father was asking me this question, I could look at his eyes and I could see that his eyes were filled with tears. I kept on asking, what happened? What happened? Are you okay? My father, being my father, did not say any word. He just kept looking at me. And I left the place. I went to my study room. I started preparing, and I was reading, and I was preparing for my next exam. Something unique came to my mind. What made my father, my parents, feel so emotional? And why so much of emotion is being involved when it is my exam? And why did I not feel that intensity? That was a turning point in my life. And it made me to study very hard, prepare pretty well. Even after that, I could see that my parents following me was much more less than me taking it very seriously. From that moment onwards, for me, it was like a battle, like a mission of my life to make my parents proud. I started working. I did my 10th, I did my 12th, my graduation, my masters, my MPhil from a central university, and went on to get my job in Bangalore, and then started working in Gujarat, now in Pune. That was the moment which made me what I am today. I could do it because I felt from that day onwards that I have to make my parents proud. And this is what I think all of us are trying. So today, when we are living at a very critical juncture, what we feel is that the parenting is becoming a little challenge, and students obliging and thinking the way they think today is little in an ordinary manner. So what we need to ignite is that let our children feel that they need to make their parents proud, which we call it as MYPP, make your parents proud. Proud parents will be only those who dream something which their children are going to realize, are going to make it a reality. So, my dear parents, just support your children and let your children live your dream which you have been dreaming, and let your dream be the reality, that imagination that should come to your children in a very spontaneous manner. That way, the children will enjoy. The children will not have any burden of taking studies or subjects or examination as a burden or a stress. They will enjoy the journey when they will realize that this is my parents' dream. And when a parent's dream becomes your dream, you will certainly enjoy it. So on this open house, my place, my suggestion, my advice to each parent is that let your child believe in your dream. Let the parents believe in the dream of your child. It's going to be a win-win situation for both parents, children, and the school. What could be the better day than this? Let's dream together. Let's live together. Let's be proud together to make our journey a proud journey. Thank you. Enjoy this open house.
Vande Guru. Welcome to new episode of Podsum. Today we have a very special guest with us. A young achiever from our own school, Podsum International School, Talegaon. Vande Guru. Welcome to new episode of Podsum. Today we have a very special guest with us. A young achiever from our own school.
Good afternoon, respected principal sir, vice principal ma'am, teachers and मेरे प्यारे बच्चों. मी आहे तुमची आजची स्पेशल आजी, नॉट स्टुडंट, नॉट टीचर, बट एक प्राऊड पॅरेंट. आजचा शो मी खास आहे कारण पॅरेंट्स देखील कधी माईक सांभाळू शकतात हे दाखवण्याची वेळ आलेली आहे.